Beelzemon versus Red Hybrid is an absolute powerhouse of a matchup. The Red Hybrid player is going to start by hatching the Yokomon and then digivolving into the new Flamemon, rather than playing it to do the Trash 1 Draw 2 effect. They're then going to play the Takuya. This new one sets memory and also has a sweet inheritable that we'll see come up. Meanwhile, the Beelzemon player has hatched the Yarmon and digivolved into an Impmon. They're then going to digivolve into the Impmon with an eye patch, also known as Impmon X, then go into the Wizardmon, and then go into Wizardmon X, which also has an eye patch.
Well, basically, I just copied the plant we have now. Then, I added some fins to lower wind resistance, and this racing stripe here I feel is pretty sharp.
Playing the Impmon to end their turn, they're going to be able to search the top 4 cards, they'll grab a Beelzemon, and the Eye and Marco. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. The Red Hybrid player is going to draw, and then they're going to move out the Flamemon. Going to start just by swinging the Flamemon into security, and it does get deleted. Yokomon will allow them to draw a card, and then they're going to digivolve the Takuya into the new Burning Greymon. The when digivolving effect gives it plus 2000 for the turn. Then they're going to be able to evo into the Oldermon for only 1, which will give it another plus 4000. The inheritable gives it another plus 2000, so they're swinging at 14,000 for 1 check. And then they gain 2 memory from the Takuya's inheritable, before dropping the Bokomon to end their turn. Looking at the top 5 cards of their deck, they're going to be able to grab the Agunimon, but there's no Tamers, so the rest go to the bottom. The Beelzemon player is going to draw to start their turn, and they are going to move out the Wizardmon X, digivolving into the Balmon. They're going to get the Trash 3 from the when digivolving effect, but the on deletion effect isn't going to matter because they don't have enough cards in Trash. The Red Hybrid player starts their turn, unsuspend the Oldermon and hatch the Yokomon, going to digivolve into the Flamemon, and then play not 1, but 2 of the Atomic Inferno.
I'd like you to meet my cousin Stanley.
We're related.
There's 2 of them!
This means Aldermon swings at 16,000 for 3 checks. If he's blocked, gains 6 memory. Because he's checking security at all, Takuya is going to gain 2 memory for them. And first check is the Impmon, which is going to allow them to play another Impmon from Trash. But unless we see an option, I don't think that they're going to be able to survive this turn. Last 2 checks are just Digimon, and then Pokemon swings for game. That was fast. The Beelzemon player is going to start game 2, they're going to hatch the Yarmon and digivolve into Impmon. Then they're going to digivolve into the Wizardmon, just to pass turn at 2. The Red Hybrid player starts by hatching the Poromon, digivolves into the Flamemon, and then we'll see if they do the same start as last time, but instead they choose to digivolve into the Agunimon, and then they're going to play out the Flamemon, searching the top 4 cards of their deck for a Hybrid or a 10 Warriors. We do see them take the old Emperor Greymon, so they do run that in that list. I wonder how often that actually comes up. The Beelzemon player moves out the Wizardmon. They're then going to digivolve into the Beelzemon X, which will trash the top 3 cards of their deck. Going to hit a Wizardmon while trashing, so they'll gain a memory, and then the Impmon inheritable is going to be able to delete the Flamemon right off the board, so that's going to be able to quell some of that aggression that we saw in the last game. They're then going to digivolve into the Beelzemon. Now, this is only going to allow them to trash the top 2 cards of their deck. I'm not sure if this was the right play or if they should have tried to start building up a secondary stack or something like that, but maybe we'll see a Blast Mode play next turn. The Red Hybrid player is going to move out their Agunimon. They're going to digivolve into the Burning Greymon. This is the old Burning Greymon. It digivolves for 1 on top of level 4. They swing in and they see an Impmon, so they don't get deleted. And then they're going to play out the Takuya, just so they can have that memory setter and set up some more hybrid players for next turn. Beelzemon player is going to hatch the Yarmon. They're going to digivolve into Impmon. And then they're going to start by swinging into the Burning Greymon just to get it off the board. So they're going to be able to use the Wizardmon effect to pop a card on top of their deck. They put it face up so they know what it is. And then the Beelzemon effect, when attacking, will trash 2 cards from the top of their deck. Well, actually, they're going to start with the Yarmon effect, so they'll do 2 from that. And they hit the Impmon, so they'll trash 3. And then they're going to be able to trash 2 from the Beelzemon effect. And they're going to hit another Wizardmon, which gains them another memory. They do get rid of the Burning Greymon, but the inheritable is going to allow them to play another Takuya, so the aggression is still going to be very much alive on the Red Hybrid player's turn. They're going to play an Impmon x-antibody. They're going to use the effect to trash an option card and get a Wizardmon back, probably setting up that secondary stack in the back there. The Red Hybrid player is going to start their turn. They're going to digivolve into the Flamemon. Then they're going to digivolve Takuya into the Burning Greymon, which is going to be able to delete the Impmon X antibody. Then they're going to be able to digivolve into the Aldermon for 1, and because of the when digivolving, they're going to have enough DP to just swing over the Beelzemon completely. That's going to be a bit of revenge for the Burning Greymon the turn before, and then they're going to be able to play a Nemon, which will allow them to play the Takuya from hand. So now I've got another 2 Tamers out. I'm going to move up the Wizardmon and then play an Impmon. You're going to use Deathslinger to immediately get Aldermon off the board. They don't have an inheritable to play a Tamer this time, but in a bit of sporting manner, the Beelzemon player points out that Nemon will allow them to play out the Takuya from trash just straight away. So that was some genuine good sportsmanship there. I'm going to start by swinging the Flamemon at security. That will get deleted. They draw a card from the Yokomon effect, and then Digivolve the Takuya into a Goonimon. Going to swing at security. They do not have the effect to be able to gain 2 memory, because they don't reach the DP threshold. They do not get deleted, so that's some good news for them. And they're going to swing in the Nemon. That does get deleted, but this leaves the Beelzemon player with 1 security remaining. They're going to play a Flamemon, able to trash one of their hybrid cards to draw 2. Beelzemon player is only going to have 2 memory to work with on their turn, but generally this isn't a problem. They'll hatch the Yarmon and Digivolve into Impmon X-antibody. They're then going to swing with the Impmon. They're going to use the when attacking effect to be able to warp into Beelzemon. Now this is the Beelzemon that's going to get Sec Plus. It's from the starter deck, so it's a very strong card. The when Digivolving effect allows them to trash the top 4 cards of their deck. They see the Wizardmon, so they gain 1 memory. And they also see the Beelzemon that allows them to play out one of the Impmon from trash when they get trash from the deck. So they're going to play out another Impmon, and then they're going to count how many cards they have in trash. They see how they crisscross their stacks, so they know how many they've got in there. So they gain 2 memory, keeping it their turn. It does 2 checks, and they don't get deleted. The Inheritable also does delete the Flamemon, but Atomic Blaster is going to set on the field. And then they Digivolve into the Blast mode, so they're going to be able to unsuspend because they have enough cards in trash, gaining memory, and swinging again for another 2 checks. They're able to then just close out the game with Wizardmon. Very good response from the Beelzemon player. The Red Hybrid player is going to choose to start. And they're going to start by hatching the Yokomon and Digivolving into the Flamemon, which is exactly the same thing as you'd expect from all the other matches. But they play out the Flamemon, they're able to trash one of the hybrids and draw 2. It's just so good to be able to get things in trash that you need and start drawing. Beelzemon player hatches the Yarmon, Digivolves into the Impmon. They're going to Digivolve into the Impmon X, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Wizardmon X. Just setting up a nice stack in the back, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Beelzemon. So just drawing, they don't get to do any of the trashing effects, which will hurt them a bit. The Red Hybrid player moves out the Flamemon and just starts swinging immediately. They will get deleted with the first check. And then they're going to swing with the other. And we see the Rival's Barrage, which will allow them to delete the Flamemon. And then that just goes straight to trash. I'm going to play another Flamemon and looking at the top 4, just seeing what they can grab. They're going to take the Aldermon. This is a good bit of pressure at the start. The Beelzemon is going to move out, and then they're going to be able to Digivolve into the Beelzemon, and this one will trash the top 2 cards of their deck. They're going to be able to trash another 3 because they saw the Impmon. They're going to gain 1 memory because of the Wizardmon being trashed, and then the Beelzemon just deletes the Flamemon. So able to keep that kind of at bay for a little while. The Red Hybrid player is going to hatch the Yokomon. Yokomon's going to Digivolve into the Flamemon. And then they're going to play the Takuya, so they're immediately back in the running. The Beelzemon player is going to hatch the Yarmon, and then they're going to just make sure they've got the right one, Digivolve into the Impmon, draw a card, and then they're going to swing the Beelzemon into security. Got a few effects to go through. Starting with the Beelzemon, he's going to trash the top 2 cards of the deck, gain a memory. Then the Wizardmon X, trash the top 2. And then the Impmon X, trash another 2, gain another memory from Deathslinger. And then the Yarmon, trash another 2. So that's 8 cards trashed just from the 1 attack, 1 check, and he is fine. He's then going to Digivolve into the Beelzemon X-antibody. Because he's Digivolved on top of Beelzemon, he can trash the top card of their deck for every 10 cards they have in trash. He gains 1 memory. But there's just shy of 20 cards, so he only trashes 1. Then he's going to Digivolve into the Blast mode, and he draws a card. He's going to be able to unsuspend, but again, just shy of gaining that 3 memory. He'll do another 1 check, but that sets another Takuya. It's not great for him. He's going to play the Impmon, reveal the top 4 cards of the deck, and he doesn't see any valid targets, so the rest go to the bottom. The Red Hybrid player is going to move out the Flamemon. They're going to start by swinging the Flame on, and they're going to hit a X-antibody, so immediately that's going to gain them 1 memory, and that's a hand. They're going to Digivolve into the Burning Greymon on top of the Takuya, and because of the inheritable, they are going to be at 10,000 DP, so they'll swing that at security as well, and they'll do 1 check, but they will gain 2 memory from that effect. The new support gives them a lot more sustain, but they do gas out eventually.
Look at me. I'm running. Oh no. Running is evil.
They'll Digivolve for 1 because they have the Tamer underneath, and then they're going to be able to Digivolve into the new Emperor Greymon, and because of the 1 Digivolving effect, you're going to be able to delete the Blast mode. That is a big stack just to get deleted like that straight away. They're going to move out the Impmon, and the Impmon is going to attack, choosing to swing into the Emperor Greymon. They'll start with the Yarmon effect, so they'll trash the top 2 cards of their deck. They do see the Beelzemon in there, so they're going to be able to play out another Impmon. They're going to choose to get the starter Impmon. And then they're going to be able to Warp Digivolve into the Beelzemon. They're going to be able to draw for the evolution, and then trash 2 cards because of the when Digivolving effect. They see a Deathslinger, so they'll gain a memory. But they do have to correct because they hadn't paid for the evolution as of yet. So just do a bit of math on that one. And then the Impmon inheritable is going to be able to delete the Flamemon. And because the DP is the same for both Emperor Greymon and Beelzemon, both are then deleted. And if they had the other Beelzemon from the starter deck, they would have been able to just end the game there with 2 checks. They're going to swing in the other Impmon at security. They set another Takuya, so typical hybrid fashion, they're just always in security. They're going to put the X-antibody underneath the Impmon, and that'll just allow them to Digivolve into the Wizardmon X-antibody to gain blocker, so they can at least stall off 1 check. The red hybrid player is going to hatch the Yokomon and Digivolve into the Burning Greymon. The when Digivolving effect is going to be able to delete the Impmon, and then they're going to just start by swinging it straight at security, seeing if they'll block with the Wizardmon. They do not, and they get deleted in security, but not before they gain 2 memory. Now, we do have to stop here because they shouldn't have gained that 2 memory. See, the effect is that if you have 10,000 DP, you gain, if you check security, gain 2 memory. But because they were only at 8,000, they shouldn't have been able to do this. They got it confused with the new Burning Greymon that gives itself plus 2,000 to be able to reach that threshold with the inheritable. So, with that in mind, they shouldn't have been able to gain enough memory to be able to do everything else that they do with the turn.
This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boraqua. You shout like that, they put you in jail.
Neither player picks up on this, so the game continues. They're going to Digivolve the Takuya into the Burning Greymon, then going to draw the Flamemon, so they'll Digivolve into that straight away, just looking for more things to play. They're then going to Digivolve into the Aldermon for 1, going to swing at security, forcing the block from Wizardmon X. They are going to play Atomic Inferno because Beelzemon does not have a memory setter, so they're just going to start their turn on 1. Hatch the Yarmon, Digivolve into the Impmon, and then they're going to play the Rivals Barrage just to delete the Aldermon off the board, but Flamemon is just going to be able to move out and swing for game. Very tight, very close game. If they picked up on that misplay, things might have ended differently, but Red Hybrid takes it.